Am I audible to you?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So let's discuss example related to that Cauchy-Legendre's equation. Okay, then we'll start a next module, fourth module. Okay. So only we'll discuss one example, and I'll give you one or two examples for your practice purpose. Question is, solve the following differential equation. Okay, solve the following differential equation. And differential equation is x square d2y by dx square minus 3x dy by dx plus 5y is equals to sine log x. So this log x is in the angle part of sine. Okay. So first you can see that, but this is Cauchy-Euler, right? I want to discuss Cauchy-Legendre. Sorry, let me check another one. Yeah. Okay. So take x plus 1 whole square, then x plus 1, then simply y, and 4 cos log 1 plus x. Right now you can see that the power of this is same as the order of the derivative, right? And the power of this term is same as the order of this derivative. So you can assume that z is equals to log x plus 1 let. That means x plus 1 is nothing but e power z. Sometimes if it is in the RHS, you have not been given in terms of 1 plus x. So from here you can even find the value of x in terms of this. Then you can substitute here. Okay, but if it is given in terms of x plus 1, directly use e power z. Then this term will be, see, a here is 1, b is equals to 1. Like if ax plus b is multiplied by, so we'll replace this by, so if it is a square, means a square d into d minus 1. A is 1 here, so 1 is square, right? D into d minus 1, y plus 1 into d plus this y. 4 cos x plus this log x plus 1 is z. Now you can see that this is homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Okay, that means its solution will be having two parts, yc plus yp. So now to find yc, we'll write an auxiliary equation, m square minus m plus 1 is equals to 0. That means m square plus 1 is equals to 0, m is equals to plus minus I. So yc I am writing here c1 cos z plus c2 sin z. Okay. Now to find yp, See, we can use method of undetermined coefficient. RHS is this. Now any part of RHS appears here, right? So YP value will be A cos Z plus B sin Z. Now if we have the values of A and B, it will be dependent to this part. So we'll just simply take Z. Okay, then find YP dash. First same, second one's differentiation is A sin Z and Z differentiation means first same, second one differentiation plus second same into 1. Similarly, you can find YP double dash and you can proceed further. YP double dash, substitute here in this differential equation. It is nothing but d square y plus y is equals to 4 cos Z. So when you are substituting the value of d square and yp here, then compare the coefficients. You will get the values of a and b. Substitute back here in yp. Then yp plus yc, you will get the general solution. But you will get in terms of z. So again, using z is equals to log x plus 1, you will have the final solution in terms of x. So this is the example related to Cauchy-Legendre's differential equation. I'll write one question for you. You can solve it. See here, x plus 1 is not given here. So if we'll assume z is equals to log x, 1 plus x, that means 1 plus x is equals to e power z. That means x is equals to e power z minus 1. So replace x with e power z minus 1 and e power z minus 1. Then multiply these two. You will get some exponential in exponential type of functions in RHS. That's it. And then use the same method. So this was the hint for you. Now I'll start module 4. So that was your last topic. Now module 4. Module 3, module 4, module 5, all are related to the solution of differential equation. So in module 3, we have discussed two methods, method of variation of parameters and method of undetermined coefficients, and even two specific type of differential equations, Cauchy-Legendre's and Cauchy-Euler equation. Now module 4 is about the solution of the differential equation dE using Laplace transforms. So it's again related to the solution of differential equation, right? Homogeneous or non-homogeneous, variable coefficient or constant coefficient. We can solve any type of differential equation using Laplace transforms. But the thing is, you should know the basics of Laplace transforms. I hope you all have remembered that Laplace transforms, or you have studied in your first or second semester in calculus for engineers. Okay, so Laplace transform basics I am not going to teach here, just will use Laplace transforms. But I will give you the definition and the formulas that are important for this module. Okay, so Laplace transforms. Let ft be a function defined on or defined for all t which are greater than equal to 0, means not the negative value of f function is defined. Okay, so Laplace transform of ft is denoted by this capital L and is defined as integration 0 to infinity e power minus st ft dt. Now see, this is the integration with respect to t, and improper integral, right? 0 to infinity. That means you are integrating with respect to t. So once you integrate, you have to put the limits of 0 and infinity for t, right? That means everything or the answer you will get in terms of s, means a function of s. So Laplace transforms is basically used to transform the time dependent function to the frequency based functions. Okay, s. Now this L is known as Laplace transform operator operating on this function. This integration, using this operator, we are transforming the time dependent function to the frequency based function. So it is called as transforms, Laplace transforms using Laplace operator. The original given function, this ft, known as determining functions, depends on t, while the new function to be determined, this fs, called as generating function, that is depends only on s. Okay, now we have some formulas for this. Like first one, Laplace transformation of, find the Laplace transformation of the constant function. Means if ft is k, some constant function, then Laplace transformation of ft is what? So you can directly use the definition 0 to infinity e power minus st constant dt, right? K you can take outside, e power minus st 0 to infinity dt. Now e power minus st integration is e power minus st minus sign, and then st integration means it is integration with respect to t, so this will be considered as constant, so divided by s. K was outside and the limits 0 to infinity. That means you can take minus outside, so limit, because limit means we cannot directly put infinity, we can directly put 0, right? But infinity means infinity is not a number, so that we can substitute for any place. Infinity means we are approaching to infinite, so we never usually write this. Instead of writing this, we'll write limit, suppose t tending to infinity and e power minus t. We can like write in this way, because directly putting e power minus infinity means we are putting some number and you will get 0, right? But still we need, when we are taking infinity as a limit, we used to write in this way. This is the proper way of writing. Don't write e power minus infinity. Okay, so limit t tends to infinity e power minus st, and lower limit you can write e power minus 0. So this is always 0 and it was by s also. This is 0, this is 1, that means k by s. Okay, so if I'll take 1 here, simply will get 1 by s. You can check another formulas. I am directly writing the formulas in the next slide that we are going to use. So please note it down. Laplace transformation of 1 is 1 by s. Laplace transformation of t is 1 by s square. Laplace transformation of like powers of this t power n minus 1 and the factorial same 1 by Sn. Okay. Laplace transformation of exponential function 1 over s minus a. If I'll take negative here, there will be a positive sign here. Laplace transformation of these are the means we have many formulas, but these are the important one that we are going to use when we solve the differential equation. A over s square plus a square. Similarly, for hyperbolic function, hyperbolic at, it is a over s square minus a square. Laplace transformation of cos at, so in sine it is a in the numerator and in cos it is s. Cos hyperbolic at is equals to s over s square minus a square. So these are the formulas. If suppose we need more formulas, we'll just go through that. Now, shifting property that are very important for this chapter. Shifting property. Okay, so suppose you have any function ft. Okay, and it is multiplied by some exponential function. Then you are finding its Laplace transforms. See, if you have ft function, a simple function, and you know it's, and we know that ft Laplace transformation is capital Fs. So if you know the Laplace transformation of ft, that is Fs, then, and if it is multiplied by e power at, so directly replace s by s minus a. Okay, like that. If I'll take example here, if I want to find e power 2t and it is multiplied by sine, let's say t. Now we know that this Laplace transformation of L sine t is nothing but 1 over s square plus 1, right? And using shifting property. So first write this as capital Fs. Then it is multiplied by e power 2t. That means Fs will replace, s will replace by s minus 2. That means here will replace s by s minus 2. That's it. So this is the example, right? So shifting property 1. See, this is understood that if we find inverse Laplace transformation of 1 by s, you should get 1. If we find inverse Laplace transformation of 1 by s square, you should know that it is t. Similarly here, similarly here, similarly here. So means because we are going to use in differential equation, so at the same, in the same question we are going to use Laplace transformation and inverse. Okay, so you should know the inverse also. So this is first one. Second one, shifting property is, suppose you have any function t minus a and this is Heaviside function, it is multiplied by Heaviside function or unit step function you can take. We'll discuss it later. Then Laplace transformation of this multiplied with this Heaviside function is nothing but e power minus as and fs. This when we use, we'll discuss first unit step function. Then only it will be in use. Okay, first just you write, note it down. We'll discuss it later. Next is, suppose there is a differentiation. You need to find the Laplace transformation of any derivatives. So Laplace transformation of f dash t, first time derivative, is as Laplace transformation of ft and value of f at t is equals to 0. This is very important. Why I am saying? Because in the differential equation, the derivatives are there only. So every time we'll use this. And because we have the second order differential equation, so Laplace transformation of f double dash t. You should know this. S square Laplace transformation of ft, then s f at 0 and f dash 0. First time derivative, then put t is equals to 0, you will get f dash 0. So these are very important. In every question we'll use, in every question, because you have this type of differential equation, right? So here, if we'll take Laplace transformation of both the sides, we'll use directly this. So here I'm taking t as an independent variable. So the differential equation will include t here, okay? Don't get confused about x and t. If it is x, put them in terms of x. And if it is t given as an independent variable, write the formula accordingly. Now, if it is multiplication by t or t powers, then Laplace transformation of tft. This means, suppose you have it is multiplied by t square like that. Then what to use? First, you should know the Laplace transformation of ft. So fs. And if it is multiplied by t, take minus and take its derivative. Means it is understood that we have the Laplace transformation of ft as fs. It is known to us, then this. Now, writing the generalized formula when t power n. So minus 1 power n. If it is a square, that means minus 1 square, positive value you will get. And then derivative of fs. The formulas I am writing here are very important. Okay. Yeah. So I'll give you one simple example. How to solve differential equation using Laplace transform. First one, I'll take the homogeneous differential equation. Okay. Solve or okay, I will give you with an example only. Y double derivative plus 6 minus 6 y plus y is equals to 0. Now see, you can solve very easily. Make an auxiliary equation m square minus 6m plus 5. You will get the roots 1 and 5. Directly you can write the answer. Question is this. Solve this and initial conditions are also given. y0 is 1 and y dash 0 is 3. Means once you'll have the constants, like if I'll solve it using that previous method, m square minus 6m plus 5. Auxiliary equation, m is equals to 1 and 5. Roots, y is equals to c1 e power. You can take x or t because this is time dependent functions we are considering for Laplace transform, so take t, e power 5t. Now initial conditions are to find these values c1 and c2. So put t is equals to 0, y value is 1. This is first condition. So putting t is equals to 0, that means you will get 1 here, 1 here. So c1 plus c2 is equals to 1. Then we need y dash to use this. So y dash is c1 e power t plus 5 c2 e power 5t. Okay. Now use this. At t is equals to 0, y dash value is minus 3. So minus 3 c1 plus 5 c2. Okay. So how to solve? c1 plus c2 is equals to 1 and c1 plus 5 c2 is equals to minus 3. Subtract them, minus plus, so it will be cancelled. You will get minus 4 c2, 4. Yeah, c2 is equals to minus 1, c2 minus 1, so c1 is equals to 2. That means answer is 2 e power t minus 5, sorry, c2 e power, what I am writing, c2 value is minus 1. So minus 1 e power 5t. See, so when the initial conditions are given, that means you will have the unique solution. If initial conditions are not given, means solution will have infinite number of solutions. Now we'll solve it by using Laplace transforms. Method is take Laplace transform of both the sides. Because Laplace transforms is a linear operator, so constant we can take outside. 0. Right? Now y double derivative. If you remember that, start from s square, Laplace transformation of y, s, y value at 0 minus y dash 0. This you need to remember. In every question we are going to use. If you want, you can check this. S square, sf at 0, f dash 0. Then s, Laplace transformation of y and minus f0, f not y. Okay. Laplace transformation of y. Now Laplace transformation of y, Laplace transformation of y, Laplace transformation of y. Collect the coefficient. So you will get s square minus 6s plus 5. This is Laplace transformation of y. y0 value is 1. So minus s. Y dash 0 value is 4. So plus 4. 6 into y0 means 1. That means plus 6. Am I doing correct or not? Okay. And 4, it was minus 3, right? So minus 3. Y dash 0 value was minus 3. That means plus. Okay. Now each term we have considered is equals to 0, right? So accept this term, Laplace transformation of y. Take every term in the RHS. So s minus 9. Now this is this. s minus 9 over s square minus 6s plus 5. So factorize it. The denominator, you will get s minus 1 and s minus 5. Now, if you take inverse Laplace transformation, both the sides, that means Laplace inverse of s minus 9 over s minus 1 and s minus 5, then you will get the answer. See, why? You will get the answer, right? Now, how to solve this? So, in this, you should know the partial fraction that we have read, I think, in 8th or 9th class, if you remember partial fraction. Okay, so I am erasing this. Just I'll keep this solution, because whatever be the method is, solution should be same. Now s minus 9, if you remember the partial fraction, a over s minus 1, if there are linear factors, b over s minus 5, then s minus 9 a into s minus 5 plus b into s minus 1. So comparing the coefficient of s and constant term, you need to find the values of a and b. So a value you will get as 2 and b value you will get as minus 1. That means y is equals to Laplace inverse of 2 over s minus 1 minus 1 over s minus 5. So we are substituting here 2 over s minus 1 and b over minus 1, and directly I am writing here. That means Laplace inverse transformation of 2 over s minus 1, Laplace inverse of 1 over s minus 5. So you remember that L Laplace transformation of e power at is 1 over s minus a. That means L inverse of 1 over s minus a is nothing but e power at, right? So you can take 2 outside. Laplace inverse of 1 over s minus 1. And this a is 5 here, a is 5 here, that means e power 5t. Again it is e power t. So 2 e power t minus e power 5. You will get the answer. See, this using that auxiliary equation method and this, both are same. So this is the simplest example of Laplace transforms. You should, first thing, you should know the Laplace transforms of functions. You should know how to do partial fraction and then inverse Laplace transform. So there are three main steps. First, Laplace transforms. Take the Laplace transform of the equation, both the sides. Use the formula for the derivatives, this. Okay, and for the function, if it contains non-homogeneous part. Okay, so you should know. Then you need to collect the coefficient of Laplace transform y, Laplace transform of y. Okay, Ly. So except Ly, every term you have to take into the RHS. RHS, then you need a partial fraction. Then partial fraction, then inverse Laplace transform, then you will get the answer. Okay, so this was the example related to this. Any doubt in this? Any doubt? Any doubts? So nobody is. Okay. So can I discuss one more example? Okay, let's discuss one more example. What's the time? Oh, it's 3:14. Okay, I'll finish within 2 or 3 minutes this time. Question is, I am taking the non-homogeneous one. Solve y double derivative plus 2y dash plus 5y is equals to e power minus t sine t, and y0 is equals to 0 and y dash 0 is equals to 1. Okay, so first step is taking Laplace transform both the sides. Laplace transform both the sides. And one more thing, if these are given, then okay. If not given, you can take some constant a, b, or c1 or c2 you can take. But don't consider that if it is not given, so don't take 0, 0 for your for the simplicity. Okay. Now using Laplace transform, y double derivative plus 2 into Laplace transformation of y single derivative, then 5 Laplace transformation of y. E power minus t sine t, Laplace transformation of e power at sine t, ft, if you remember. F s minus a. S minus a means you should know the Laplace transformation of sine t. Laplace transformation of sine t is 1 over a over s square plus 1, right? So if I multiply this by e power minus t sine t, that means, see, if it is plus, then it will be replaced by minus a. If it is negative, then s plus 1 whole square plus 1. It will be replaced by plus 1. Okay, so I will directly use here Laplace transformation of e power minus t sine t. Now these things, you know, will start from s square, Laplace transformation of y, s, y0, y dash 0. Okay, this twice into s, Laplace transformation of y, and minus 2 into y0. Then 5 Laplace transformation of y. And RHS is 1 over s plus 1 whole square plus 1. Okay, so if I collect the coefficient, means use this 0, here 1, directly I am writing Laplace transformation of y, collecting the coefficient of Laplace transformation of y and everything into the RHS, you will get s square plus 2s, and taking the LCM, you can solve it. Directly I am writing s square plus 2s plus 5. This you can open a square plus b square plus 2ab. So you will get 4 this s square plus 2s plus 2, right? Now this is Laplace transformation of y. That means to find y, you should know the L inverse of this term, s square plus 2s plus 3 over s square plus 2s plus 5 and s square plus 2s plus 2. Now you should know the partial fraction of these type of terms. So when we have a quadratic term in denominator, so I'm writing here s square plus 2s plus 3, s square plus 2s plus 5. When we have the factor which are the quadratic form, then for this factor we'll take a s plus b, s square plus 2s plus 5. For this factor we'll write, I'm writing here cs plus d, s square plus 2s plus 5. So when you take the LCM, this and this will be cancelled out. Means s square plus 2s plus 3 is equals to as plus b into this term, s square plus 2s plus 5 and plus cs plus d into that s square plus 2s plus 5. So take the LCM here, this and this term will be cancelled out. So this. Now you need to compare the coefficient of s square, s constant term, means you need to find the value of a, b, c. Okay, so when you find the value of a, b, c, directly I am writing a value will be 0, b is 1 by 3, c is 0 and d is 2 by 3. That means substitute here, you will get the partial fraction of this. Then it's very easy to solve. Why it is taking time, this much time? That means y is equals to Laplace inverse of first term, that is 1 by 3, 2 over s square plus 2s plus 5, and I'm writing separately 2 by 3 Laplace inverse of one over s square plus 2s plus 1. So when you have this type of this, make this as a perfect square. Okay, make a perfect whole square. How? You can write 1 by 3 and 1 over s plus 1 whole square plus 2 square. So you will get the same term, right? Try to make in this form so that you can use sine and then shifting theorem like that. Plus 2 by 3 Laplace inverse, again try to make it as a perfect square, so you can take s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square. So if you open this, you will get this. It was 2 here. Okay, now you know that this is nothing but sine, this is 2 square, that means sine 2t. Now it is s plus 1, that means it would have multiplied by e power t minus t, right? And 1 by 3. Similarly, it is s square plus a square form, that means sine t form. And because here it is replaced by s plus 1, that means if it is would have multiplied by e power minus t, right? Then you will get the Laplace transformation of this as this. So this is your answer. The thing is, you should know how to find Laplace transformation and what are the tricks. Suppose you have a quadratic term in denominator, so how to tackle this question? Like you need to make a perfect square so that you can use shifting property. Okay, so at the same time you should know the Laplace transform and inverse. So this is your answer. Now in next class we'll discuss that Heaviside function or Dirac delta function, that is the part of your syllabus. So today I took a long class. Okay then. I'm taking attendance. Mark your attendance, everybody. mark their attendance mainly.